What would you do if someone who actually shared the locker room with Lamar Jackson came out and said, without hesitation, who the perfect coach is to transform a Ravens offense? This isn't some behind-the-scenes rumor or social media noise. This is someone who lived it, knows Lamar up close, and decided to speak out at the exact moment Baltimore is facing a decision that could define the future of the franchise. And here's what makes it even more interesting. The name he brings up isn't obvious to everyone at first. But once you start connecting the dots, it makes a lot of sense. Experience with MVP quarterbacks, a winning track record, and a style that could completely change how Lamar plays. Stick with me until the end, because once this idea really clicks, you'll understand why this one decision could change everything for the Ravens. When someone who's been inside the Ravens locker room speaks, it's worth listening. Willie Snead isn't talking from the outside, and he's not chasing attention. He lived the day-to-day grind, played alongside Lamar Jackson, and knows exactly where this offense can still grow. That's why when he starts by praising the hire of Jesse Minter, it doesn't feel like empty talk. He's acknowledging that the organization got the big picture right before worrying about the next move. And in Snead's view, that next move needs to be handled with urgency. No hesitation. No mystery, no gray area. If the Ravens truly want to unlock everything Lamar Jackson can be, there's one name that fits this job perfectly. Joe Brady isn't presented as a gamble or a trial run. He comes across as a clear answer, almost an obvious one, for anyone who understands what this offense needs to change. The strongest part of Snead's take is how confident he is in that choice. This isn't a maybe it works situation. It's the belief that Lamar needs a coach who understands his game, respects his strengths, and knows how to elevate them, not restrict them. Snead sees Brady as the kind of coach who can bring structure to the offense without killing creativity, letting the quarterback play freely and comfortably. And when Snead points to Joe Brady, it's not because of hype or trends. The name comes with proof, real examples, and a real track record that show this kind of coaching works at the highest level. That's where the conversation gets even more interesting, because what Brady has already done with another quarterback helps explain why Snead believes Lamar could take an even bigger leap. When Willie Snead brings up Joe Brady's work with Josh Allen, it's not a random comparison. The idea is simple. Brady has already shown he knows how to coach quarterbacks who stress defenses in multiple ways. Josh Allen runs, throws deep, improvises, and takes over games. Lamar Jackson does all of that too, just in his own style. That similarity makes it easy to see why Snead believes the connection between Brady and Lamar feels so natural. What really stands out is that Brady never tried to turn Allen into something he wasn't. Instead, the offense was built around Allen's strengths, minimizing weaknesses and constantly putting him in favorable situations. That's exactly what many people believe Lamar still hasn't fully gotten, a system that works for him in every situation, not just in flashes. Snead sees Lamar as already special, but not always use his full potential on a consistent basis. With Brady, the expectation would be a more organized, more aggressive offense that's also easier to execute. No unnecessary complexity. The logic is straightforward. Simplify the reads, speed up decisions, and let talent take over. That kind of real, hands-on experience with an elite NFL quarterback is what separates Brady from a lot of available names. And when you add what he accomplished even before reaching the league, the conversation stops being about fit and starts being about resume. That's where Snead's argument really gains weight. Joe Brady didn't become a hot name by accident. Long before working with Josh Allen, he had already shown the football world he knew how to build deadly offenses. His work at LSU, ending with a national championship in 2019, wasn't just a great moment. It was a clear display of vision, adaptability, and elite-level talent evaluation. On that team, Brady created a system that put the quarterback fully in control, exploiting mismatches, playing at a fast pace, and forcing quick decisions. The result was one of the most unstoppable offenses college football has ever seen. That kind of success leaves a mark because it proves this isn't luck. It's a process. When Snead highlights at Resume, he's making a very direct point. Brady has already won on the biggest stages. He's dealt with pressure, expectations, and nonstop scrutiny. For a team like Baltimore, which enters every season with high ambitions, that matters. This isn't someone learning on the job. This is someone who's already been there and delivered. And the more you look at Brady's history, the clearer it becomes that he adapts to players, not the other way around. That lines up perfectly with what the Ravens need right now. But this potential hire wouldn't just affect the offense. It would challenge the entire identity of the franchise, and that's exactly what Snead wanted to highlight.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
When Snead says Baltimore has always been built on defense and special teams, he's not attacking the team's history. He's pointing out a pattern. For years, it worked. Dominant defenses, controlled games, conservative offenses. But the NFL has changed, and Snead makes it clear the Ravens may not have evolved at the same pace. According to him, the offense often feels like a secondary piece instead of priority. And that's a problem when you have a talent like Lamar Jackson. A quarterback of that caliber can't be treated as an accessory. He has to be the centerpiece, the engine that drives everything on the field. Bringing in Joe Brady would represent that exact shift. It would send a message, inside and outside the building, that Baltimore is ready to give the offense the same importance as the defense. It's not about abandoning their defensive roots, but about balancing strengths to compete at the highest level when it matters most. That mindset change may be just as important as any scheme or play design, because at the end of the day, talent alone isn't enough. You need a clear philosophy for how that talent is used. And that leads straight into the final debate Snead raises. If Brady really checks all these boxes, why is there still so much talk about other options? Snead acknowledges that Lamar Jackson may favor Cliff Kingsbury, and that's not ignored. Kingsbury has had some impressive moments recently and has worked with mobile quarterbacks. But Snead draws a clear line between a hot stretch and long-term consistency. To him, Brady offers more than just a good season sample. The difference is continuity. Joe Brady has a proven track record of success, both in college and in the NFL, with different types of quarterbacks. He's shown he can run pass-heavy attacks, mobility-based systems, and quick-read offenses. That lowers risk and increases confidence in the outcome. From Snead's perspective, Baltimore can't afford to miss here. Lamar Jackson's window isn't unlimited, and every season matters. Betting on someone who's proven, year after year, that he can get the best out of elite quarterbacks feels far more logical than choosing based on personal preference alone. That's why Snead's final tone is all about urgency. He makes it clear that if he were still inside the building in Baltimore, he'd do everything possible to land Joe Brady, not as an experiment, but as a strategic decision, one that could define the next chapter of the Lamar Jackson era. This entire discussion makes one thing clear. Choosing the next offensive coordinator is about much more than just a name on paper. Willie Snead brought an internal, honest perspective that's hard to ignore, making the case that Lamar Jackson can still reach another level with the right coach. Joe Brady stands out as someone who's already proven he can build modern, efficient offenses tailored to elite quarterbacks. Baltimore is standing at a crossroads. Defense will always be part of the team's DNA, but today's NFL demands balance and boldness on offense. Hiring a coordinator with a winning resume and real experience with quarterbacks like Lamar could be the move that separates another good season from a truly dominant one. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Joe Brady is the right choice to run the Ravens offense? Or do you believe another name makes more sense for Lamar Jackson? Drop your take in the comments, because this decision could shape the future of the team, and the debate is just getting started.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.